What's up, guys? How you doing out there? This is Micah Dobbins, host of the Micah Dobbins Show. And today I'm going to be talking to you about if now is a good time to start your business. So we're going to jump right into this. I'm going to be doing a couple of business series videos back to back. Be sure you subscribe, hit like, and follow the channel so you can get more tips on business. I myself am a serial entrepreneur. I've opened several businesses. I currently work for myself full-time as well, and would like to give you guys tips and things to help you as you're preparing to venture off into your business. Some are asking, is now a good time to start? Because there's an economic gloom and doom that has been predicted. People have been saying that, hey, listen, it's long overdue. There's going to be a downturn. So I wanted to go ahead and cover some of these things in this video. We're also going to be sharing some tips and some things to help you get ahead. And if you haven't already, I did a video a while back that gave 10 successful tips to try to help you to have a successful business. Make sure you check that video out as well. I'll put a link in the comment section for that video. So now that we've already discussed these things, we've already talked about, the desire to start a business. Obviously, you're here for that reason. I want to let you know a couple of key points starting out. First off, most successful companies that we know today, most successful businesses started during economic downturns. I want you guys to think about that. That means the economic downturn is during the time of a recession. And yes, even during a depression, there were some very successful businesses that have started and continue to exist even into this day. I'm going to give you a couple of them by name, just so you can be encouraged despite whatever your economic situation is currently, despite what you may hear from the stocks and all these different things and about the Fed, interest rate hikes, etc. Now is a good time for you to get in business. And these are some businesses that actually started in a recession. IBM started in a recession. FedEx also started in a recession. Disney, General Electric, Hyatt Hotels, General Motors, Netflix. So we have some that are even recent. Airbnb started during a recession, as well as Trader Joe's. So if you're wondering if now is a good time, since everything is so uncertain, inflation's through the roof, and it appears that we're in a stagflation, should we open a business now? The answer is yes. Even when it's not a recession or not a depression, you can still open a business and be successful. It just depends on some of the key factors we're going to share with you today. But I want to bring out that, yes, those were all businesses that started during recessions and have stood the test of time and are still standing strong today. Some that actually started during the Great Depression, for those who want a little history. Publix, the groceries chain, yes, they started during the Great Depression. CSAC, for those who understand music publishing, if you know about ASCAP, BMI, there's a third performing rights organization. CSAC started during the Great Depression, as well as the company Ocean Spray, okay? So yes, you can even make it during a Great Depression, but right now, as they're claiming we're in a soft landing economically, or we may be still, gonna head down to recession, either or, we want you to know that you can open a business and be successful. So the first thing you need to consider when you're going to open a business or start a business, you need to decide what kind of business are you entering into. Are you doing a product? Are you doing a service? So to kind of help you understand that and to help you identify with that, a product might be, a t-shirt brand or cups or mugs or a teddy bear. When we see things for sale like the fidget spinner, these are all products, be it toys or something that's functional, a cup that you could drink from, etc. Then you have businesses that are considered services. Services could be like a pressure washing business where the person's not actually going to hold on to a physical object, but you're pressure washing their house. A barber cutting hair could be considered a service. Maybe you help people with their taxes. Maybe you help people with their accounting. These are service-based businesses versus product-based businesses where people are actually buying a physical product from you, or it could be a digital product as well. So I wanted to kind of help you to wrap your head around business language, business thought processes, because this is going to be vital to the success of your business. If you want to grow, you're going to have to start reading like Inc. magazine and start studying Fast Company magazine, start listening to blogs and videos and channels such as this where we discuss business and tips and things so that you can be on the cutting edge, but also it'll help you to keep a business forward mindset whenever you start your company or whatever industry you choose to be in. So I want to share a couple of things with you. When it comes to business, sometimes people put way too much thought behind this thing. And we don't want you guys to fall victim of that. So I'm going to show you an example of some things in business that you could do. And, one of my sayings I tell people when they're saying, well, Micah, I want to start a business. I'm not sure what kind of business. I'm thinking about a business. The first thing I want to tell you is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Reinventing the wheel means, and I'm going to show you an example of that. So if you look at the photo right here next to me, you're going to see a traditional door stopper. Okay, so a door stopper is obviously something that people have used in business for time and time again, and you've seen them, no doubt, from a childhood up, right? But then if you look at this next image I'm going to show you, yet and still it's a door stopper. However, this one is different. The other is a wedge that stops the door. This one actually stops the door from hitting the wall. If you are looking on the screen right now, you'll also see beyond that one. I'm gonna share another one with you. Give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up so you can see this one as well. Oh, look, there it is, another door stopper. So again, we see that the door stoppers, there are several different types. There's not like one type fits all, or right or wrong. You can look over this photo. There are various different ways to create door stoppers. So when I say things like don't reinvent the wheel, this is what I'm talking about. Don't feel like you have to come up with something that is like new, that nobody's ever seen before. If you can, great. But sometimes you can just make current products better. You can look at the old doorstop functionality and say, you know what? I like this one better because it actually can block at an angle and it's up high instead of on the floor, so the kids won't be able to reach it or mess with it. You see what I'm saying? When you look at the automotive industry, whether it's GM, Ford, whether it's Chevy, whether it's Chrysler, all of them are cars, people, but there are different vehicles, different benefits to the vehicles, different things the vehicles offer. So when I say don't reinvent the wheel, what I'm saying is sometimes your business idea doesn't have to be like this great big vision that nobody has, just something crazy out there. You can literally look at what's already in existence and build a better mousetrap. That's what they say in business. Find a way to improve on something that's already been created. It's already been proven over the test of time. Now, for those door stoppers, obviously for you to create a new one that nobody has, you would have had to have visited the government in websites such as, the libraryofcongress.gov, loc.gov. And if you went to the libraryofcongress.gov, you can see like patent designs, you can see things like copyrights or trademarks. So if you see that, hey, somebody's already patented this design, obviously back to the drawing board. You got to come up with a better way to make a better mousetrap. But my point is, if you're looking for what kind of business to get into, keep in mind you don't have to come up with something original. You could actually take something that's already in existence and make it better. So this is just a thought, free game if you want to think about, when you're doing your business. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, just make it better. Also, what you're going to find is sometimes it'll be the same products for sale. So what's going to help you is you got to think, what makes my product different? If I'm selling burgers and I'm McDonald's, what makes Burger King different? Mine is put on a grill and flattened out. They're saying, well, ours is a flame broiled. We put grill marks on our burger. That makes it different. I have a regular bun. We put sesame seeds on our bun. That makes it different. You see what I'm saying? Wendy's like, we're gonna make a square burger. Theirs are circles. Ours is a square. That makes it different. But it's multiple companies selling the same product, technically a burger, 100% all beef or filler, whatever they put in it. And you have to find a way to market that to be successful. So when you're thinking about what kind of business, you need to do what's called market research. You need to study to see, hey, is this something people need? Some of the best businesses out there, some of the most successful businesses solve a problem. Think about it. How many people are always on their cell phones? What if you create an app that helps them to organize something? That's fixing a problem. It's a service and you're able to make money doing it. Maybe it's their scheduling. Somebody, has a calendar, but they forget their calendar dates. So you create an app that you can verbally say it, and on the dates leading up to 3 days before, 5 days before, it sets a reminder. There's an app for that. There are all kinds of things that you can come up with if you try to solve people's problems as one of your ways of segueing into your business. Another thing is giving great customer service with your product. So the first thing you want to do a market analysis. You want to see if there's even a market for the type of business that you're trying to sell here, what you're trying to get out. You don't want to have, garbage flavored jelly beans, and then nobody wants nasty candy. People prefer good candy. Maybe it'll make a good gag gift. Maybe it'll be funny for a moment, but is that something you can sell year round? Garbage flavored jelly beans? Well, obviously not. You want to make sure that you're trying some original jelly beans that nobody has. Maybe you can come up with a brand new flavor that, some of these other companies haven't come up with. But this is a part of having a business mindset, doing your market research, people. So when you're doing your market research, you want to see, what is a SWOT analysis? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. As far as your business, you want to see, hey, what are my competitors doing? How much are they making annually? Is somebody able to make a living off of this product or service that I'm trying to create? And if you see that there is a good market for it, there is money for it, there's an opportunity for it, how can I make mine stand out from the competition? How can I become the next big thing in that industry? So looking at your strengths, looking at what you can do. If you're a smaller company, you might be able, and you're in a particular area where your product is high needed, you may be able to corner that market as a smaller business and get direct to consumer faster than the bigger companies. Maybe, possibly, you got to do your research. So your strength could be, we're more agile, we could adapt faster, we can change quicker. One of your weaknesses may be that the bigger company has way more working capital than you. They have way more advertising dollars than you. So now you got to use your brain a little bit. Do I need to get somebody like an Instagram or somebody to promote my product on TikTok? Do I need to pay an influencer? Do I have the money to get an actual marketing company to back my product? If I don't, how can I get this product out there? These are things you got to think about. Your weaknesses could be a number of things. It could be a myriad of things. Opportunities. If you are in a major city where they have a huge festival every year, and the festival is, it could be Dogwood Festival or a music festival, you're trying to sell your music, you're obviously competing with other artists, major artists. Perhaps you could give out free copies or samples of your music at this music festival if your style of music fits that genre. Because the bigger label may be thinking, we're so big, we got it covered through marketing. And you're like, nah, I'm going to go meet the people and sign autographs on my CDs so that they'll hold them and kind of keep them. Anything to try to get a cutting edge. So you look at your opportunities around you in business. If you were by a major airport, maybe, and you have a business or an app that helps people with their travel, well, it would make sense for you to try to market that since you're right there. That's an opportunity for you. And so we said strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. What are your threats? What are things that can happen? Obviously seasonal. If your business is seasonal, if you're selling, wardrobe, winter clothing or hoodies, well, now kids wear them year round, but for the most part, you're gonna have a limited time that you can sell these items. If they're, a pool, you might have some water toy product. Most people are gonna do that over the summer. So once winter comes, fall comes, and the weather changes, your toy may only be a summer toy. It may not be able to stand the test of time, and that may be one of the threats that you have, or one of the weaknesses that you have as a business that is seasonal versus year round. So these are things you need to think about as you're doing your market research on your business, what kind of business you want to do. Next, you want to develop what's called a business plan. You want to go ahead and write down step by step how you want to start the business, how you want to fund your business, how you're going to file your business, whether it's going to be a LLC, whether it's going to be a sole proprietor, whether it's going to be a corp, C corp, S corp. You have to decide these things, and you need to write out a business plan and a model. After you've done your market research and you see this is the business, I think I got a winner here, you need to write out a plan from A all the way to Z, and you modify the plan. You change the plan as you reach certain goals, because you may have the plan all the way up to where you're able to quit your full-time job. But then after that, you didn't really think any further than that. You said, hey, I just want to get funded. I want to file. I want to have my website. I want to have my bank account. I want to get this and this going. And then I want to quit my job. And now you've quit your job, but you never thought about growth. Like if you're hiring more people to do your job so that you can expand. Maybe you didn't think about, well, I'm based out of Texas or California, but I want to try this in New York or in Chicago. Maybe you didn't think about going global. Then man, I got people all online trying to order my product from overseas and saying they really need this service, but I wasn't thinking that big, and now it's grown into this thing where you got to start thinking bigger. So you need to revisit that business plan, modify, change as needed. So these are a couple of things to consider. The question is now a good time to start a business? And I want to share with you guys, yes, now is a good time to start a business. I'm going to share a little bit that was taken from as far as PNC.com as they're giving insights. It says starting a business during a recession. Tough economic times can be a good time to start a new business. However, it takes having the right business idea, a plan, and the right people in your corner. And it talks about how sometimes conventional wisdom isn't very wise at all. When the economy hits a rough patch, the first instinct is to be prudent and play it safe. Yet history of business shows that some of the most successful companies got their start in garages or basements when the economy looked its most bleak. So if you're asking yourself today, should I start a business during the recession? Consider that there are opportunities out there. When we have economic turmoil, it creates more space for new ideas, which in turn means new players are able to enter into the game. So you have to decide, am I going to be one of those people? Am I ready to make history here? Okay, we just had that pandemic where people were able to work from home, and there were more businesses being launched. When you look at the SBA, this Small Business Association, for those who don't know, SBA.gov, they began to share how, all of these people were filing new LLCs and getting new business because they were getting stimulus money, they were getting free money, they were sitting at home, and they were using their brain to think, well, what is something I could do? How can I get a hustle on? How can I make extra money? And these are things you could do yet even now. You don't have to wait for a recession or economic downturn. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips now. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe so that I can continue to give you guys these type of tips. Like I said, I myself have done several businesses, and I can discuss them in more detail and share with you guys some of the highs and lows of those businesses, and currently still creating new businesses. I actually have a new LLC I just started about a month or two ago, and I got some different ways of raising capital for this business. But I did do my research, and I do have some major players that are coming up on board with me for this venture. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of things when you're doing your business. One, don't be afraid to scrap your project and start over. Most business owners have failed time and time again. When you look at the story of Berry Gordy was everything from a Golden Glove boxing champion. He worked at automotive industry, served in many different hats that he wore before he finally created Motown, and that became his big thing. And then he advanced from there, got into films and other things. When you look at some of these other CEOs, whether it be Henry Ford or many of these others, go read their stories. There's a book called Entrepreneur's Book of Wisdom where they talk about a lot of their backstories. And what you're going to find is many of these people had tried other ideas or other things, and they may have made shipwreck. They may have almost went bankrupt or filed bankrupt and were able to create a whole new business and have a roaring comeback. That's one of the things about entrepreneurship. One of the first tips I want to give you is you need to have tenacity. You need to have drive. You have to have ambition. For me, of course, prayer and talking to God and asking Him to help me to go through whatever I go through. But this is something that a lot of business owners have, especially the successful ones. They're able to stay in even when the situation looks bleak, but they're honest enough and open enough to say, okay, this might be time to close the door. This might not be the business for me. Another thing that I recommend is to not be afraid to form partnerships. If you're entering into a new industry, you have an idea and you like it, but you yourself don't have the knowledge totally in that industry, or you're not as experienced in that industry, there is no shame in pitching it to somebody who's in that industry or has that inclination, has worked for a major corporation in that type of business, that may be a valuable asset to you in the future. You can bring them on as an advisor, you can bring them on as a micro partner or as a 50-50 partner, however you see fit, but do not despise partnerships, because sometimes, we want to be king of the hill. We want to be the only one. We want to be CEO and put that card out with our name next to the CEO title, but we may not be CEO material. You may not know how to negotiate. You may not be an effective communicator. You may not be able to get people to follow your vision. So you're gonna have to hire people to do that for you. So you could be a owner, you could be a creator of the business or a founder, but you need to hire someone else to be your CEO or your COO, etc. So don't be ashamed to look at partnerships as a way to get your vision off the paper and actually into the real world. Another tip that I could give you is familiarize yourself with the process of filing an LLC. You can do this yourself. Many will pay LegalZoom, many will pay lawyers or others a lot of money to file an LLC, when you can literally go to your government website, the sos.whateverstate.gov, or Google Secretary of State office in your state, and ours is sos.ga.gov or sos, Texas, whatever. And when you go to the Secretary of State, you can click on, filing a business. You can search to see what people already have that name of the business if you're looking for a name. I personally don't like to start a business name if I can't buy the .com. So I like to see if the .com is available. And I know a website where you can search that first as well, and you can buy the .com. And once you buy the .com and you see nobody in your area has that business, or vice versa, make sure they don't have that in your area. Make sure the .com is available. You can purchase it for your business name, and now you actually own virtual real estate on that business. You own the .com. But we're gonna share more tips. If you guys want more, leave a comment in the description. Leave a description in the comment section of the type of things you would like to learn about business. If you'd like to know, what's the maximum amount you can make in certain industries, or what's the most I made in certain industries, whatever. I'm willing to be more than transparent with you guys to help you in your ventures, as well as help grow this platform and to help more people know about the services that I may offer. So if you can, go ahead and leave a comment right now and just be like, hey Micah, I want to learn about, trucking industry. I want to learn about the music business. I want to learn about, landscaping, or I want to learn about digital content creating, whatever the business is. I want to hear, what kind of business did you want to hear more about? And what kind of services would you need should you decide to go in business? And to answer the question, is now a good time to start a business? Yes. Even though we are in an election year, even though fuel prices are through the roof, inflation's through the roof, expenses are through the roof, this is a good time to start a business. It will motivate you, believe it or not. If you have that kind of tenacity, it'll motivate you to want to grow your business, get it started, and hopefully make a solid income for you and your family, should you have one. All right, this is Micah, host of the Micah Dobbins Show, signing off. Hope you guys enjoy this brief message that I've shared today. And again, be sure to check the channel, because I'm going to be giving more business tips and developing more information for you guys in the near future. Thank you for watching. This is Micah, signing off.